And let's go ahead and get started. Thanks again, everyone, for your patience, but we are excited to be here today. Before we get started, I want to briefly introduce Angela Yeager. Angela Yeager has been with Employment First really since Employment First started. She managed the I Work We Succeed campaign, which is still ongoing with success stories. She also has really curated and put together and moved forward the Impact Oregon job board, and we're just very excited that she is part of our team. So she's going to take us through the webinar today, and I'm going to go ahead and let her get started. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Acacia. Appreciate the introduction. Good morning or almost afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this is a really positive and exciting webinar. I think we could all use some positive news right about now. So this is the Impact Oregon statewide advertising campaign and job posting tips webinar. So I'm going to be talking about Impact Oregon, the website, the job board that we have built, and the statewide advertising campaign that just launched. And then the second half of this webinar, I will be going into some tips and technical assistance on how to create a successful job posting on the website to get more traffic to your job postings. And then we will take questions, as Acacia mentioned earlier, at the end of this webinar. I don't anticipate this to take too long. It just depend on how many questions you all might have. So I'm going to move along here. Little background about Impact Oregon. It launched in January 2020. We did a year of planning before launching, including focus groups with providers, people in the field such as direct support professionals, case management entity, and others, and planning with our contractor, which is a company named Parallel Works out of Washington, to really build this website. The goal of the website was to have a centralized location to post and advertise jobs in the developmental disabilities field for free. So right now, our providers, whether they are larger or smaller providers, are utilizing various ways to advertise their positions. But one of the things I found when I did the earlier I Work We Succeed campaign is that there wasn't really a centralized location to send people to explain what this field is, what the career opportunities may be, and how much room for growth there is, and really explain the types of jobs that are available in plain language that regular Oregonians can understand. So the website, that was the main goal, was really to have this centralized job board where our providers and case management entities can post their jobs for free. But we also wanted to have the website have a career ladder that shows through success stories and profiles how many people find that this is a career path. Maybe they start as a direct support professional and then at some point, move into other types of roles, management or program manager, different types of roles, to show that there is career growth so that we don't lose valuable, skilled employees. We also wanted to educate the general public about jobs in this field. We use a lot of acronyms and lingo in the developmental disabilities field. As someone who's now been with ODDS and Employment First for 8 years, I found that when I came in, a lot of lingo that people may not understand. And so we also wanted to educate the public about what kinds of jobs are available. And moving on. So as I mentioned, we worked with the contractor Parallel Works in Seattle to build the website. We had focus groups, and then we did that soft launch that I mentioned in January and March of 2020. And of course, then COVID hit in March of 2020. And so we continued promoting the website, but we really, didn't have a chance to really do like a proper statewide campaign beyond, a lot of internal promotion and lots of emails that you probably saw from our director and others. We have a brand toolkit on the website that anybody can use, including providers and case management entities, and really anyone that has free social media cards, flyers that you can print and use in your local offices, different types of social media cards with different type of imagery. that can be used on things like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So a little bit of data points that I wanted to just touch on since we launched. We've had about 20,000 unique or new users and 60,000 total visitors since the launch. And our numbers have been going up exponentially, especially since we just launched this statewide advertising campaign. So we started with about 200 users or so in March 2020. And now we're averaging about 1,400 users per month. We did do some initial advertising just to kind of make sure that the website was being found by people when they're searching. So that's what's called Google Analytics. So when they're searching for jobs, we wanted to make sure that it's coming up in whatever search engine they're using. And we've also been doing ongoing Facebook and Instagram advertising really for the last year or so. In the last few months, we added YouTube advertising to that, as well as specific ads for our top 3 job categories on monster.com. And those top 3 job categories are just based on the number of postings for those specific job fields. And those jobs include direct support professionals, job coaches, and administrative assistants or administrative specialists, depends on which term the agency uses. So some features of the website, just briefly want to go over. Of course, I mentioned it's a job board for job seekers, but we also have the career ladder section and these wonderful success stories that I'm always eager to add to. So if you have someone maybe at your agency or at your case management entity that may be awesome to be focused in or to be profiled in a success story, please reach out to me and let me know. We're always looking for great success stories to feature different people in this field from around the state. So we just recently launched the statewide advertising campaign, and what I want to highlight here is that we launched this in November 2021, actually just a few weeks ago, and it will be going in phases. So this original stage we just launched is really focused specifically on digital media. So we expanded our YouTube and Facebook advertising. We also expanded our search engine marketing. We added Snapchat to try to attract some younger job seekers. We've also added online and digital streaming TV, as well as some regular network TV and a statewide radio ads. And those are all airing now. We also added some newspapers, but specifically online news ads. And you can see all of those placements here on the PowerPoint, but you'll see it covers pretty broad area. And I want to show, I'm going to go off of, if I can figure out how to do it. Actually, I can't figure out how to do it. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is the, I don't know if people can hear this or not, but this is our ad.
Angela, we don't have audio. Is that okay?
Oh, there's no audio. Okay, that's good to know. That's okay. I just wanted to show a little clip of it.
Let me so really quickly before we move on, because you've got other links. If you go to share your screen, there's an up arrow. Do you see that by your button at the bottom?
Yes.
When you click share
sound,
your screen.
Got it. Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, let me try that again so everyone can hear the music for those who want to. There we go. Can you hear it now? so that's our initial promo video. And we have multiple versions that we have a shorter version that's about 30 seconds that runs on YouTube. I am really excited to announce, I just checked the numbers today, and our video on YouTube, that Impact Oregon video, has now more than 211,000 views on YouTube. So that is really exciting. That is a lot for any video coming out of a social services agency. So very excited about that. So just to give you an idea, so here's stage 2 of our advertising campaign, which will be launching later this month. This is billboard and transit ads. We specifically wanted to look at reaching areas that don't have a lot of other media. So some of those online digital media placements I shared earlier, for instance, with newspapers. So we're really focusing these billboards and transit ads on different areas of the state. You can kind of get an idea, and this is a draft map, so that's not super, it's not up to the date minute accurate, but it gives you an idea of the kind of statewide reach we're trying to go for in this campaign. We're targeting billboards in some specific rural areas, as well as other areas where there's high traffic on those highways, where everyone in the town, at least maybe once per day, will be going by and seeing that billboard. And we're also doing transit ads. We found in the I Work, We Succeed campaign that bus and transit ads were really, really effective for our audience. And even though this campaign is quite different, reaching job seekers, we think it's also a really good way to reach people. Okay, so that wraps up the campaign portion. And actually, Acacia, I was thinking maybe we take questions first about, I'm going to change it up a little here, see if there's any questions specifically about the ad campaign before I move on to the information about job postings.
So if you have a question about the ad campaign, please put it in the Q&A.
Or the chat box, either way. No questions yet?
Nope, I see a comment about this being awesome, which I agree, and then a question about assisting with the ASL screen. So I will do that.
Okay.
But I think, Angela, keep going.
Okay, we'll move on then. So job posting. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this is now that we have so many more people coming to our website. Oh, and I forgot to share some of the data from earlier. I just looked up some new analytics yesterday. Since these ads launched about right around Thanksgiving, actually, we have had a more than 70% increase in traffic to the website, which is really exciting. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, Acacia, for how many views we're getting of unique users, but everything went way up. Let's just say that. So, so because of that, and because more people are coming to the website and seeing your job postings, I just wanted to make sure to give some tips on how to make an effective job posting that will get better results, because I'm able to go in to the analytics part of the website, and I can actually see which types of job postings are performing better than others. And so this is based on some of that information. So tip number 1, create an exciting job title free of acronyms. So I pulled some ones, these were pulled a few weeks ago, actually, that actually performed really well. These particular ones I could see were clicked on a lot by people, and actually I can't tell who is applying to a job, but I can see how many people have clicked apply, if that makes sense. So these are ones that all had pretty high performance on the website. And I think you can see maybe why. So one of these says direct support professional, IDD caregiver, $1,000 sign-on bonus. So I'm a job seeker, I'm going to the website, I'm gonna see that and think, okay, that's gonna get my attention, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Also job coaching, hiring bonus. So again, emphasizing anything that really makes your job stand out, such as a hiring bonus, a sign-on bonus, some specific benefits, without making the headline too lengthy, is really great to do. Also, any specialties. This one, life skills trainer, bilingual. That actually got quite a few hits on our website. And I think we do have quite a few folks on the website looking for bilingual jobs. And so if that is something that you need in your position, please emphasize it. So things to avoid. Avoid acronyms. So DSA, DSP, here is one, very well intentioned, but people outside of our system are going to see that and say, I have no idea what that is. Right. So, and of course, we're trying to reach often people that are entry level for some of these jobs, depending on the position. And so they may not know the developmental disabilities field. So they may have no idea what a DSA, DSP is. So make sure to make your headline something that is easily understandable to someone outside of the developmental disabilities field. Also, here's a really big one. Review your job posting to see how the job appears in the search on the site. So one thing we have found with our website is that if you use bullets at the top when you're entering in your job, the way it looks in the summary is not good. And you'll see that here. What it ends up doing is creating a big long run-on sentence with no spaces on it. So check your job posting. You can go back in and edit it after you've already posted it. So if you look at it and see, oh, there's all these weird spaces, you could go in there and edit it after the fact. You can also change, excuse me, sorry. You can also fix spelling errors. As you can see, I pulled one here. This is an older posting, but experience is spelled wrong. So, you want your postings to look as professional as possible. So in the actual job description, here are some tips that I just wanted to give folks. So here's a really good one, I thought, and this one also got quite a few hits on it. You want to list a few key responsibilities that the person in the job should have right at top to really get their attention. So this one says, are you looking for a flexible job? Do you value providing one-on-one person-centered supports to adults who experience disabilities? So right at the top, I'm like, oh, okay, so we know it's flexible, and we know that it's person-centered, and we know it is providing support to people with disabilities. So we have an idea of what the job is. And then it goes on to give some more highlights of what might be good about the job. So it says you may have the opportunity to choose hours and days you would like to work. And then they give examples of that. This is a perfect opportunity for anyone to seek a position that will accommodate school schedule, home business, passion project. And then it also gives an idea of the location, which is also really important. So our customers live throughout Portland metro area and surrounding areas, including Oregon City, Milwaukee, and Gresham. And then you have the required qualifications spelled out below, very nicely laid out. So this is just an example I found that I thought really sold the job really well. Now, maybe your job doesn't have flexible hours, but find something in there that will attract the job seeker and makes your job stand out in clear, plain language. So again, kind of emphasizing again about reviewing your posting for spelling and grammatical errors. So just as errors as you review a resume or a cover letter for a job candidate, and spelling errors, grammatical errors, or just kind of, sloppy writing might make you think otherwise about hiring that person. Job seekers might be the same way. They might look at a job posting, and if they see spelling errors or if it's unclear what the job actually is, they may just turn away. We find that many of the postings on here that are very vague or don't have a lot of information tend to have fewer hits on them. So here's an example of one. And again, I'm not trying to pick on any specific provider. I just want to give these tips to help you all be more successful with your postings. But it really doesn't tell the person much about what the job is. It tells them that they're going to be a full-time coach and mentor. And they have to have a high school diploma, and they need CPR certifications as preferred qualifications. That's it. So if I'm looking at this as a job seeker, am I clear what this job actually is, what I'm being asked to do? Do I have the qualifications? So you don't need to write a novel. They don't need to be super long, but I think too little description just doesn't give job seekers enough information to decide whether even to apply for the job. So again, for those who are on here who may not have requested access yet and haven't started posting your jobs, any developmental disabilities provider in Oregon or case management entity can request access and post for free on Impact Oregon. All you do is go to the website, click on request access, and use your express billing number or your ODDS provider enrollment number to gain access. And make sure, again, to post regularly, review your postings before submitting. And then if you have technical issues, our contractor Parallel Works is on 24-hour support for the website. So you just email that support email and they can get back to you with any sort of technical issues. And it is a website, so it's always a work in progress. And we have had technical issues ongoing that we are constantly fixing. I did want to notify people one issue that we came across just recently is that the job postings are not allowing people to edit before they've actually posted the job. So you have to post it and then go back in and edit it. So you can't like review your posting entirely before you've actually posted it, but you can go back in after the fact and edit it. But we are putting in a fix for that within the next month. Oh, I don't want to play that. Sorry. I do have a video I just wanted to share really briefly, but I will just share a little section of it so we don't take too much time. But this is another video we did just to highlight direct support professionals. This one also has, I think, more than 60,000 views at this point. This video is on the career profile section of the website. I'm just going to play just a little bit of it, not the whole thing.
Being a DSP, walking into a room, you see faces light up.
I thought it was gonna be hard. I didn't know it was gonna be for me at all, because most people don't know they can do this kind of work.
As a DSP, yes, there are technical things that are the same, documentation, medication, everything like that, but you're working with people.
There's so much other stuff that goes on and so much other relationship building and so much that is so valuable.
As I went along with it, I was building skills. I was taking things home, learning how to work with my own stepson, how to help him to help himself, and to take care of myself.
This is a job that needs more attention. We take care of people whose parents want them to have more quality of life than they're able to provide.
It's not all about, assisting them with showers, helping them to not have behavioral challenges, taking them out into the community, making their meals. It's not just that stuff. It could be something as simple as them saying, "Oh, I missed you," while you were gone. And it just completely changes the way that you think about it.
It's an infectious joy that you don't find in another job.
It was my first year of working here. One of my residents chose me to go with her to Disneyland. And I see that they have Mary Poppins and Bert set up for a private meet and greet with my resident. And to hear the joy in her voice as she starts laughing and smiling and waving her hands around, I have never had such an incredible moment until the day my son was born. That joy. It wasn't work then. That was one of the most special moments of my life.
For anybody who has considered possibly becoming a DSP and you might not even know what that necessarily means, I say go for it. Dive in.
Because you never know until you do. And what's wrong building different skills every day? And this is one that will teach you many.
Okay, I ended up playing the whole video. I love that video, so I get emotional every time I watch it. So we've moved on to questions. Let me see if I can take this off of end show. There we go. I did want to point something out on the website really quickly while people are putting questions in. All of those videos I just showed and all the content is on the website. And the brand toolkit that I also mentioned is also linked on the website. Any of you can help promote Impact Oregon by using any of these social media cards that I mentioned before. We have them in 11 different languages. You can download them and post them to your Facebook, Instagram feeds. There's also flyers that can be used for instance, for those who are in the office or have office places where they could post flyers, you can definitely print those flyers out, again, in 11 different languages. Here's one of the flyers, for example. And there's 3 different images to choose from. So all of that information is on the Impact Oregon website. And I will take questions at this time.
Thank you, Angela. I just want to note that I put in the chat kind of some of the statistics about the traffic to the website being up 71%, the 1,400 new users in the last 30 days. So I think just to go off of what you were saying, the more we can share this, the more we get it out there, the further reach we're going to have.
Yeah.
So we do have some questions. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so the first question, how do we nominate someone for the featured employee section?
Yeah, for the success stories, great question. So you just reach out to me. I'm very responsive. Anyone who's worked with me can attest to that. So just email me, and Acacia can put my email in the chat box. You can contact me. If you have someone you think would make for a great success story, I'm always open to ideas of people to promote on that section.
All right. Have there been some forms of ads that are more successful at outreach than others?
It's a little hard to tell right now based on the last 2 weeks because we just launched it. We are looking at our analytics every 30 days in terms of what ads are working better than others. What I can say based on when we first launched, when we first started doing just social media advertising, is that our Facebook ads performed much better than our Instagram ads did. However, some of the new formats we're using, such as YouTube and Snapchat, we've just started those within the last month. So it's a little too soon to tell. We are working on a Spanish language version of the video because we have seen a lot of traffic to our Spanish ads. So we have some static ads is what they call them. So the kind you would see on social media that aren't videos, so just an image. We have quite a few of those in Spanish, and those have performed extremely well for us. Our Spanish Facebook ads at one point were actually higher in terms of views than our English language Facebook ads. So because of that, we're seeing a lot of interest from that community. So we are redoing the video to include it in Spanish as well.
All right, thank you. Is the space limited for the title of the ad?
Yes, and I don't have the data in front of me of how long it can be, but I wouldn't suggest having a really long title because each time you create a posting, it creates a unique URL for your posting, and so that would make it very difficult in terms of search engines to pick it up. So try to keep it as short as you can, but again, while still avoiding those acronyms and making it too short. It's kind of a balance, right? Like I said before, you don't want something that just says DSP job because people may not know what that means. But if you have a really long sentence, that's going to get cut off. So I think you want something that's, a little unhappy medium.
Okay. How do you get to the candidates? Do candidates need to email directly, or does Impact Oregon send them a link like on Craigslist?
Yeah, I'll show you on the website actually how that looks. So you can choose when you, the provider or whoever is posting the job, when you go in to create your posting, if you have an external website, which is really what we recommend to send people to your jobs, you can have them do that. So right here, you can see here is I just picked this one because it was one of the newest ones that just went up. You can see this job, it says apply on external website. So we don't want to be the go-between between candidates and you. So we really created this website to be what we call a handshake between job seekers and the employers. So we can't tell who's applying or how many people are actually applying for your jobs. What we can tell is how many people are clicking on these links. So this is one where someone clicks on it, it takes them to whatever website you've determined you want them to go to apply for the job. Now, we do have some providers who don't have their own websites, particularly some of our smaller providers. So they can also choose that option to have someone that just email them directly. So they don't apply through our website still, but what they would do is, and I don't know if I have any recent ones on here. Let me see if any of these count. Okay, here's one. So this one is one where they didn't have their own website. So instead, they ask if a person can contact them through our website, but they're not applying through our website, if that makes sense. What they do is they would click apply now. And what it does is it gives them this box where they can fill it out, put their name and their email, and send their cover letter directly to the employer. And so it's whatever email you've provided, it would send it to. And again, that's because, for a lot of reasons, privacy reasons, as well as just, our management, we don't want to be in between you and the job seekers. We want the job seekers to go directly to you. I hope that answers that question.
Thank you, Angela. How often do you recommend posting jobs?
I would recommend posting jobs whenever you have them available. So, I think that right now we have, quite a few jobs on there, but we can always use more. We have certain areas of the state where we definitely see more providers posting from. So I would say whenever you have jobs available to post them. Now your jobs will expire. They stay up for, I can't remember if it's 30 days or 60 days. We did decide to limit it because we didn't want postings to get too old. However, whatever email you provided when you set up your account, you will get notified when your job posting is about to expire, and you can choose to renew it at that time. Or if you want to create a new posting because maybe you didn't get the best results from that posting, you can do that as well.
Okay, thank you. Can you use the links on your private websites? I think, Angela, you might have answered that around how the job applications work.
Yes, you can. So I just clicked on that UCP one again, because it's the highest one on here. And you'll see this is what I was talking about. So what you put as the headline, in this case, it's caregiver for friendly, charming woman, Southeast Portland. That becomes the URL, which is the way of saying the website. And I'm highlighting it here at the top. So impactoregon.career/job/search/ and then it creates an individual link for your posting. So you can share that posting on your own website.
Okay, and now we've got a few I'm going to try to group together about the packet, Angela, on the resources and how to self-promote. So the first one is, I would like to promote the last video in my OIS class. Can I share the link for the video during my class?
Yes, absolutely. It's publicly available on YouTube. I really would love it if people shared the videos. That's why we created them, to do outreach. So share the videos, share the main Impact Oregon one, share the DSP one. They're on the website, they're on YouTube. You can share them.
All right. Is it possible to post a graphic in the ad itself, or I think to get access to the logos and graphics for Impact?
No, it doesn't have. In fact, what I'll do now is bring up this form that our contractor actually nicely provided us. And actually, anyone who wants to can email me, and I can send you this form. So this is just a Word document that they've created to help people, especially if they are managing a lot of different positions that they're posting on Impact. This gives you an idea of all the different job or the different areas you have to fill in. What's in yellow is what's required, but there isn't really a way to post graphics of any kind. And this is a really nice way. If you want this form, just let me know. I can send it to you, but it's just a nice way to remember what you have to fill out every time. And then you can also copy and paste this and put it into your posting.
Okay, thank you. Another question that's similar, can a provider use the last video and post it to our own social media pages or websites? The answer is yes. I just put the link in the chat, but it's also, as Angela said, on the impactoregon.careers website as well.
Yes. And I could show you where to find it on here. So the main impact video, if you could, this little box here, which some people have found finding, but this little box here on the top, it has state resources, a little bit about Impact Oregon. It has that toolkit I mentioned. It's called Outreach and Marketing Toolkit, and it has the promotional video. And that's the main promotional video. Those are all linked on there. Now the DSP, the Direct Support Professional video, you can find in multiple places. It's actually under in the career, this is what I call the career ladder area, but it's career profiles area. It's actually linked from the Direct Support Professional area. And then it's also under success stories. So you can find it in multiple places on the website.
All right, thank you. Is there an area on the site where job seekers can post what they're looking for and what their skills credentials are so employers can reach out if they feel the job seeker is a good fit, kind of like a reverse job posting or recruitment site?
No, one of the reasons when we were building this, for a lot of reasons, but because this is a state managed website, we really didn't want to have people's personal information sent to the website. So we don't have any place for job seekers to post information about themselves. They, of course, when they reach out to you directly, they can express interest and do it that way, but there is no place for job seekers to post their own personal information. I know that some websites do offer that, of course, for a fee, where, for instance, like on Indeed, where you can create a job seeker profile, but we just didn't really have the capacity for that, as well as wanting to deal with some of those internet privacy issues.
All right, thank you. Another question, are you targeting any areas in Southwest Washington? I'll add maybe Idaho or Northern California to that, Angela.
No, we've really focused this on Oregon, but that is actually a good question. That might be something we want to look at. I think that some of the media buys we're doing for the Portland area do include the Vancouver area, but I don't think that we have any ads specifically running, for instance, in Idaho.
Thank you. Good things to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Do job seekers need an account to apply for a job?
No, they do not. In fact, they can't have an account on the website. So only providers have accounts. Providers or case management entities have accounts on the website. Like I said before, for privacy reasons, because we don't want individuals we don't want to be maintaining people's personal information that they might be putting in. We do not, they don't have accounts on the website.
Is this like Indeed? Does the newest posting go to the top?
Yes. It is, the newest posting appears first. And so you'll see it even says when it was last posted. So our last posting was 3 days ago. And then it will continue to tell you from there. So 4 days and onward. So 5 days. And so the newest one always appears at the top. There is, I would highlight here, a lot of ways for people to search for jobs. So they can search by their location. They can put in and within a certain distance. So they could type in Portland, Bend, whatever they want to put in, and then within a 10-mile up to 250 miles distance. They can search by bilingual options. They can search by experience level, wages, position type, contract, full-time, on-call, part-time, and then the categories of jobs. So this is one of the reasons we ask you when you fill out your job posting to select one of these categories. And sometimes people have positions that aren't maybe an exact fit, but find the one that's the closest, because we really need to kind of group those in here. And you can also search by keyword. So I use this quite a bit too. I just will search, within the search box.
All right. Are you able to close and open a posting as needed within 30 days? So if you open it for 30 but fill it, or for whatever reason need to close or open, can you do that?
Yes. And in fact, we encourage people to do that because we find that that's one of the reasons we started expiring them automatically after 60 days. Is because we found a lot of people were just leaving their postings up there and they weren't valid anymore. So you can go into your account at any time and modify your posting, delete it, and put up a new posting. Your account is yours to maintain.
Okay. Any chance there is future development or an update that would allow for graphics?
That would be something I need to check with our contractor about, and we will do that. If you wanted, for instance, your company logo, those types of things, I think we can certainly ask about that. I think some of that is just trying to make the website simple to use, and sometimes graphics also make websites load slower. So, and also, to be honest, we just don't want people posting inappropriate imagery or things that might be copyrighted from other websites. So, but I think we can check on whether, maybe having a place for like one image might be possible. I have to say I didn't build the website, but we were very involved with every element of the website as it went along.
And we just got clarification, Angela, that it would be for posting an ad that is graphic. So maybe like uploading an ad. So something to consider.
So the problem with that is from an accessibility standards and Americans with Disabilities Act, if you post something just as an image, screen readers will not be able to read that image. It will also make your particular job posting very difficult to search in Google Analytics. So I would really caution, even if we were allowed to put a graphic in there, to not doing that, because we really prefer that people actually fill it out. And I know that that's, extra work required. But again, we want, if you posted just your whole job as an image, when you go back to that main page where it takes out the section, it would not even show up on here. So we really need you to take that extra step to actually fill out the form.
Yep, and then there's comment too about what if it was a dual effort, graphic and text. So we'll check into, whether or not we can do any kind of graphic uploads. For now, it's not possible, but we will, of course, always look for improvements. Another question, Angela, if a provider uses the video, can they add their own branding to it, or is that against the rules?
I don't actually think it allows you to do that. You would have to have the original video files, but I would say that if you post it, you could, say that we support this effort, or you could put your own branding with your posting, but you wouldn't be able to add it to the actual video regardless.
Okay. Last question I see. So this is kind of my warning. We've got 5 minutes left. I know sometimes it takes a while to type questions. But if you do have questions, now's the time. So Angela, what I've got for the last question so far is there a feedback mechanism for case management entities or providers to let you know an ad resulted in a filled position?
No, sorry, can you repeat the question?
I think the question is, when somebody goes to Impact, applies for a job and gets a job, do we have a way to know that it worked?
We don't, but if you find out it does, and I actually just heard of one last week where someone, I don't know if they actually hired the person, but they did get a candidate who said they found out about this field in general from Impact, from a provider out in Eastern Oregon. So if you find out about that, we would love to share that as a success story. But like I said before, because of the privacy issues, and we don't want to be the go-between between you and job candidates, we have really specifically targeted this website so that we do not know who's applying for your jobs. I can tell how many people are clicking on your overall ad. So like for this one, I could go into analytics and see how many people clicked on this one. I can also tell how many people are clicking on the apply on external website button. Whether they actually apply or not, I have no way of knowing, because once they get to your website, that's on your website. Those tips I shared earlier on what we see working and don't working in terms of your job postings is specifically based on that data I looked at. I could see which job postings are getting a lot more hits. And it's not always what you might think based on pay. A lot of it was those specific incentives like flexible hours or hiring bonuses. So those types of things, and also just having a really nice looking job posting, did help.
So there's one last question I see. How many hits are an average per ad? Do we know, like, I don't know if we know that, Angela. We know the average on the website, but do we know average per ad?
I don't have that in front of me right now. I'd have to look at the actual analytics. I know it's gone way up in the last few weeks. I don't know an average per posting. Like I said, it varies pretty wildly from some are getting very few, only 1 or 2 a week, to some getting 60 or 70 clicks on their whole ad, not on necessarily on the apply button, but on their ad. So it really varies.
Okay, oh, one more question. Oh, and this is a good question. I don't know if this is possible, but in the future, is it possible to get access to the analytics for our postings?
It isn't right now. We actually did get that question quite a while ago, and it's a lot of work. So when you have 155 separate, job postings, or sometimes more, at one point we had 300 postings, because we'd have to go in and individually do that for every single person. So we're really trying to not be in the job of doing that, because there's essentially one person working on this website, and that's me, in addition to my regular job. So sometimes, if you're finding you have a lot of questions about your posting, or you're really, I might be able to work with you one-on-one on that, but I'm trying to not, make that a habit of just pulling data constantly for different providers. So.
What we will do and what we have done, like Angela's sharing, if we're seeing something that's really working, we will highlight what's working about it, and we'll share that as we go. For instance, like Angela just said, having some meaningful content behind your ads, not using just acronyms, but using full titles. So we are right at 11:59. We do have a couple more questions coming in, but I think I'm going to say we're out of time. I'll leave the webinar open for a couple of minutes, and I will do my best to type answers if I know the answer to a question. So if you still have a question, please feel free to put it in the Q&A, and I'll do my best to get answers. But otherwise, I'm going to stop the recording and say thank you so much for joining us. If you have additional questions, please reach out, employment.first@dhsoha.state.or.us. I'll put it in the chat, is always the best way to reach us. Thanks all.
Yes. Thank you.